Hello, Stuart here again. I'm going to do a quick video here. Don't know how quick it's going to be. I've actually recorded this once before. I'll explain in a bit why it's not gone right. At the moment, I'm not in work for the next 3 and a bit months. I've took additional paternity leave. I'm looking after my little lad. But he's with his grandma at the moment, and he's been asleep for like 6 hours, so basically had the day to myself. So I've done some cleaning. I thought I'll have a quick game of this. Now I saw Mr Stella Box head, Darren. He had some 60Hz goodness about his Saturn, because he's done a recent 60Hz mod, and he was playing some games. And he actually mentioned that he didn't have a steering wheel. Now I've actually got a steering wheel here. They're actually very good, I must say. Consider they're only about 10 quid. You can get it from now. They're very adjustable. You've got 3 height adjusters. You've got 3 adjusters for the neck. But one of the things I was thinking of is, are you any better at playing these games with the steering wheel over the standard controller? So what I was going to do is play a little game of Sega Rally with the controller and then with the steering wheel, and then play Outrun, same again with the controller and with the steering wheel, and see if it's any better. So I'll explain to you what went wrong last time. Come on, here we go. So I'm going with, let me make sure everything's recording. Is everything recording? Everything is recording. I'm going to go with the Lancia Delta, only because my mate had one years ago. What was that noise? I just heard a noise outside. I thought it was people coming on. My mate had a Lancia Delta Integrale, and sometimes the game with one on, we always pick it. Now I always pick the bonnet view of the car, because to me it's the most natural view. You could say that having the cockpit view is more natural. I don't think it is, because when you're actually driving, especially if anyone's ever been racing and like that, you concentrate so much on the road, you pay no attention to the cockpit view. The pillars and the steering wheel, you don't pay any attention to that. Your mind actually blocks it out. Some very interesting. There's a thing called Vsauce. Look it up. Gives you a good explanation, because one of the questions he answers is, what resolution is your eye, as in megapixels? And it's not simple at all, because basically the middle of your eye is very high density pixels, so to say. But let's say the refresh rate is massive, and your eyes always wandering all over the place. So when you're actually driving a real car, obviously that is the main view. You think all the stuff around here is peripheral vision. It actually gets ignored. Oh, 11. And the bit in the middle, obviously, which is the windscreen, is what you focus on. Now you're playing with the television. It's all about that big. So your peripheral vision is the room, and the thing you focus on is the television, which has got things like the cockpit in the way. So that's why I always go for the bonnet view, personally. Now, as I said, I've filmed this once before, and this is the second time I'm doing it. Now, being inspired by Darren's 60Hz loving, I thought what I'd do, I'll play these on my Japanese Saturn and use the action replay card, because these are PAL copies that I'm doing here. Oh, I'm not very good at this game. Played it a few times. I think I've finished it once or twice, but never won it. Yes, put it in the Jap Saturn, the Japanese Saturn, should I say. Oh, terrible. Can't talk and drive at the same time. To get this 60Hz feel. Now I actually noticed when I was doing it, the capture was missing a good chunk at the bottom of the screen. And Outrun as well wasn't particularly going well. And I looked it up, and they're both PAL optimised. So this actually runs at the same speed as a 60Hz. Yes, you're not getting 60 frames a second, but it's the equivalent in 50 frames a second. But saying that, you actually get more of a view, you get more on the screen, because it is actually properly done, and in theory it's higher resolution. And apparently the Outrun has been PAL optimized, so the speed is correct, but they've not corrected the clock. No, I don't understand why they thought this, but also that means the clock goes too fast for what you're playing. So there we go. So this is the first go with the controller. Like I said, I'm not very good at this. If you ever watch people play this properly, I think I've seen someone who's done the world record run, and the skimming the inside of every single wall. Try the accelerator. I like how the back end can come out and probably one of the best four-wheel drive cars ever made. I've never known how to do that hairpin. I've slowed down and it's just as quick to bounce off the bloody wall. I think the person who did the world record just bounces off the wall as well. Now, I've not been this far that often, so I have no idea. Oh, there's... So I don't know the track that much, so that's why I'm bouncing off walls a lot now. Oh, lovely drift. So you find if you slow down, you just seem to go sideways. Oh! So there we go, that's the first bit with the controller. Let's do the same race again with the steering wheel. Let's make sure I'm recording. I am recording. I'm paranoid that I'm doing all this and I'm not recording something. The sound's not recording, or the capture's not recording, or something like that. In goes the steering wheel. Yep, so it's working. There we go. Same thing. Just making sure no one's come on. Now, how do people feel about doing YouTube videos? Because I'm quite aware now I'm sat in a room on my own, talking to myself, actually talking to a little dot on a tablet over there.
3, 2,
I'm not doing it for great views, because well, I get about 20-30 views at the most, if I'm lucky. And I'm quite conscious when the wife comes in and she can hear me talking. And does anybody else feel like slightly embarrassed or anything? There we go. So this is the steering wheel. Now I've played it with the steering wheel a couple of times. It's actually very, very twitchy. You can very, very easily oversteer. But like that. But the thing about it is, it's really good to bring it back in. Jump over it. Yeah. Now, I remember when I played this quite a bit. I had a bit of a stint of like an hour or so. I used to be able to get around that. Can I ever do this corner? Just go around that chicane bit without letting off. I'm a bit slower than I thought I'd be. 1 minute. Oh yeah, I'm about a second slower, am I? So far, the control pad's winning, but I've played it a lot more with the control pad than with the steering wheel. So. Anyway, so yeah, so I did it once with the Japanese Saturn, and I picked the only 2 fucking games that are PAL optimised that I know of. There's quite a few apparently, but probably the only 2 I've got. So I was missing half the screen and it was actually running too fast. So, so the steering wheel's actually really good for doing these little corners like this. You feel like you've got a lot more control. Now, sorry if I can't talk. I can't talk and steer at the same time. Oh, move out the way, cat. Now, so try braking for this corner a bit. That wasn't brake, was it? Okay, so when I was playing with the joystick, or the control pad, should I say, C was brake. Well, I pressed C then and nothing happened. So, has it been moved? Did they move the brake somewhere? Now, this is the airpin I've seen people just bounce off the wall. Because if you slow down, it's no quicker. So what is brake? Now what I want to do is change the view. Oh no, I don't like. Okay then. So it's whatever the middle button on my left hand is the brake. I'll took that better. I'm definitely slower though. So yeah, so on the control pad, that was accelerating, that was your brake, so you could just do that. So on the steering wheel I was accelerating with that, and C wasn't doing anything. It's actually been moved to Y, which is the middle button on the left hand side. I'm looking over there, so we're looking at you. And Y, I'm pretty sure was changed view. I might be talking bullshit. Anyway, you got 20 seconds to do this. Easy left.
Easy left. Easy right.
Whoa!
Easy left.
Put it out to the pinball machine, that one, wasn't it?
Checkpoint.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
Medium right, maybe.
What do you mean, maybe? Is it a corner or not?
Caution, hairpin right.
Yeah, braked and nothing happened. How'd you go around on 2 fucking wheels and I just bounce off fucking walls? Get off the wall.
Easy left.
I think it's actually better if I had it on the table and... I mean, I had the steering wheel sort of in front of me. Like at the moment I feel like I'm driving a coach or a go-kart or something.
Easy left, maybe. Easy left, maybe.
It's no excuse because I can't. I'm not good at this fucking game anyway.
Caution, K left. Easy left.
Got about to the same position anyway, didn't I? Oh. Was he any quicker in the forest? I got to 6th last time. Anyway. Game number 2, which is going to be Outrun. Open. Game over here. There you go, Sega. Put that in. Let's swap over to the control pad. Let's use the best reset, I think. This doesn't make a very good YouTube video, does it? Watching me inputting, changing over again. Sega Rally. My god, all the teeth are actually still in this one. Glue's coming off though. Oh, I thought I loaded it. Okay, so doing a bit of reading up on this. This game, Outrun on the Sega Ages, is kind of PAL optimised. They have adjusted the speed of the game to run correctly in 50 Hz, but they've not made it full screen. And it's just load of Space Harrier. They've not made it full screen, but they didn't correct the clock. So apparently the clock runs faster, so a lot of people put it on easy, because if you put it on normal, it's the equivalent of hard. Exit. Now let me think, why would that be? So 60 frames every 1 second and 50 frames would be less than a second. Unless they sped it up. No idea. Depends how they speed it up, haven't they? I don't know how they would actually make the clock run faster, but it is from a few sites. It's actually universally accepted that the clock runs too fast. Okay, options. Just make sure everything's recording again. Extra easy. Let's go on normal. Oh, I've just been sussed out, haven't I, playing Outrun on extra easy. It's got to be magical sound sound, sorry. So anybody else there as well. Now, it might be why I put it on extra easy. I might have. Is it an automatic? Oh. No. 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 Reset. I am not driving an automatic, sorry. Especially every time I see someone playing Outrun. Every time I see someone playing Outrun, I'm always saying to them, don't use your brakes, use your gears to slow down. So I better practice what I preach here, haven't I? Again, doesn't make great YouTube videos. Much of me load this twice. Mr. Eyebrow. Can you move your ears? Oh, there you go. It's my talent I reloaded. I think it was on extra easy because my wife was playing this. Okay.
Get ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready this time. I'd love to turn it up. I don't know where the remote control is. Now, I remember hearing something very strange about this. If you ever watch this in the arcade, when you're playing the game, it doesn't look half as fast as you'd think. And it's something to do with, like, half as fast as you think? That doesn't make sense. If you watch the demonstration of it, the demo, it's running like a bat out of hell. But when you actually play it yourself, it doesn't seem that fast. Now, from what I've read, this is the blinds again. From what I've read, during the demonstration, the whole thing is running at 60 frames a second. But when you're actually playing the game, the background's running at 60 frames a second, but the foreground, whoa, just missed. The foreground is running at 30 frames. Wasn't much more to do. Whoa! Oh, what a move. Ah, use the gear slowdown. Yes. Oh, speed up. Oh, gear slowdown. Yeah, there we go. Have I done a gameplay of this before? This goes very tight all of a sudden. I'm sure if you actually use the brakes and slow down to a speed which is faster than first gear, but slower than being top speed, you go around it quicker. But I think for generalisation, just drop it down again. And you're going to go, I'm going to go left. Whoa.
Checkpoint.
1:03. I think for a general rule, I say anything less than a minute is actually very good. I think that's what they tried to go for as well. Why have you got chicanes in the desert? What are they going to go around? Are there some features they can't move? It's only made of sand, can't really dig around it? Bollocks! I should check that out, whether the clock goes too fast. I'll just skip the video capture 50 frames forward and see if the clock goes forward. Oh, I don't think I'm going to do it now. No! I hate that. Now, what do you prefer? Do you prefer the games when you're playing a racing game that your accelerator stops and you slow down, or do you prefer it when you suddenly stop? Because I like it when you just lose power and you slow down a little bit. Because I would have got through there. So I'm in 5th place. Let's start trying with the joystick, shall we? There we go. I don't know what the buttons are in this. Just, racing controller, shift, B accelerate, A brake, and high and low gear, shift gear. Okay, how do I go down now? Oh, there we go. Let's go for splash wave.
Get ready.
So let's see if the steering wheel is any better. Ooh, and I like it a bit more sensitive. There's a, I wouldn't call it a dead zone, but there's a zone which is probably like, see, this is it's 90 degrees left and it's 90 degrees right to turn. See, when I go around there, I've literally got to go full 90 degree right, and I'm literally punching myself in the stomach doing it. So I think if it was on a table, it'd be a lot better. Where the Sega Rally was, you didn't actually have to turn it that much to get the steering you wanted to. If you're going full lock on Sega Rally, you're in deep shit, basically. Now how do I go down again? Oh, how do I get around that? Okay, so it's not a toggle gear. I've got to press the paddle on the left to go down to low. Okay, so basically, and then use one on the right to go up to high. Yeah, it's not sensitive enough. Oh, how do I get through there? So if this was on a table, oh, fucking hell, that'd be a lot better. Slow in, fast out. How fast is that fucking beetle going? Yeah, it's a very uncomfortable position to actually, not uncomfortable, it's a very unnatural position to be in when I'm turning full like that. It feels like I'm racing a truck. I'm racing trucks, but I'm driving a Ferrari Testarossa. I mean, now could you say that I was a little bit more experienced in this one now, so am I going to be better because I've done it before? That's for you to debate in the comments, which no one will do. Oh, it was nearly a perfect. What? There's a lot of cars going left here. Oh, I've got further than I have.
Checkpoint.
Oh, 59 seconds. Don't know this track now. I'm unfamiliar territory, really. Base, if you crash, you're screwed, aren't you? That's obviously meant to be a Beamer. Is it 325 convertible? That's a Beetle. Don't know what that is. It a Stingray? It's meant to be. Ooh, it's close. Stingray? Is that? So what? Oh, I'm not going to do it, am I? Oh, that is so unfortunate. That one corner. But I got further. Okay. I think for a bit of a conclusion, Sega Rally, I felt it was a lot better. It was a lot better playing it. It took a bit getting used to because sometimes used to go and like, full left and full right and whatnot. And if you did that, you would go flying off the track. It's all about the little adjustments. Outrun, it was more enjoyable, but you're doing that, you got your arms and your elbows in the way and whatnot. If it was a smaller turning circle, it'd be a lot better. But I think for authenticity is better. Anyway, as usual, thanks for watching, and I hope to have a video up soon.